This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can find all the cards featured in this video in their store if you follow the links in the description below. Before we jump into this premiere draft for Zendikar Rising, I want to remind everybody that Card Kingdom is nice enough to sponsor my content. Their store is great. You can visit it by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. So, check them out. Okay, so here's an interesting pick. So, Kargan Intimidator is very good 2-drop, obviously enough. Soaring Thought Thief. Really good. I mean, you do have to end up in the rogue deck, or you don't play it. Whereas the Intimidator's good in any red deck, where this is pretty much have to be blue-black for it to be worth it. You can't really splash something like it. So it's really between those. I think Soaring Thought Thief has a much higher ceiling than Kargan Intimidator, but Kargan Intimidator has a much higher floor. So, yeah, it's really a choice between them. I think I'm going to go with Soaring Thought Thief, mostly because I haven't done rogues in a long time. That's not the only reason why, but, it is really good if you can make it work. And the Intimidator is good, but it's not great or anything like that. So, Cleric of Life's Bond, another pretty strong signpost uncommon. It's very good with the Cleric deck in this case. This pack, I think it's easier to take the signpost because the rest of the cards in this pack are pretty medium. So I think we're just going to do it again here. We're not giving up a lot by not taking, there's solid cards in it. Dauntless Survivor, Expedition Diviner, Field Research, Farsight Adept, Hellion, Cleric. I mean, there's a lot of decent cards, but the Cleric has a much higher ceiling than any of them. So let's see what happens. I think it's definitely Royal Eruption, Kevin. The Crackplate guy hasn't been that impressive overall, I don't think. I mean, if you get it in play, it's great, but yeah. So, maybe Blood Priest is what we want here. Pelakka Predation's okay, but it's not, it's not amazing. The Blood Priest would fit into either deck, which does matter. Taunting Arbor Mage is quite good in the right situation. And when you're not in that really awesome situation, it's just a 3-mana 2/3, which is okay. I think we go Blood Priest here. Okay, so Core Celebrant is very crucial to a Cleric deck because of all the life gain payoffs. And you can set up some serious value combos. I mean, right now, it's not that exciting, but anytime we play anything, for example, we'll gain, if this is in play, we'll gain 2 life and it'll get a counter the first time we gain life in a turn. So it really enables things. The Cleric and Rebirth are both fine, but I'm going to take the Celebrant here. Okay, so now we have Relic Vial, which is a very powerful Cleric payoff, and I think that's what we take, and I kind of feel like we're now pretty strongly leaning towards Clerics between the Celebrant, Blood Priest, and Relic Vial. Okay, so I think we take another Blood Priest here over, Farsight Adept. Vanguard's pretty good, but, with where we're headed, we just want to grab Clerics, especially Clerics that gain us life. Here's a second Relic Vial, so that's great. I would like an Expedition Healer, but Relic Vial is such a good enabler. Just drains your opponent every time something dies, etc. It's great in this deck. So, okay, so we really have a choice here between Banneret and Dreadworm. I think we're probably a little more interested in Banneret in this deck. Yeah, I think that's where we'll start anyway. We do already have a party payoff, 2 party payoffs actually, so. Okay, probably take Gloomhunter. It gains us life, so it's a little better in this deck than like Mesa Lynx is, which is like an okay card, but both of them are mostly just okay, but yeah. Alright, so we could take, we'll cut black. We'll take Blood Price. I was going to say, we could take the blue card here. It is better than blood price, but... So... Yep, we do want a Blood Beckoning. You basically always want one in a black deck, and I think it's especially true in this deck, where you can set up combos, value combos, engines. Right now, we don't have any of those crazy combos, but we're doing pretty well anyway with the 2 Relic Vials, obviously enough. So, we might play the Constrictor. Cleric of Lifespawn and the Blood and the Gloom Hunter both get counters, so, you know, we just need a few more cards that get +1/+1 counters, and then we'd be interested in playing it. At least thinking about it. So, it is notable that white wasn't crazy open there. But... yeah. Okay, so Seagate Restoration's pretty nice. One of these mythic double-face modal cards. We're not going to take it. At least I don't think so. This pack surely has something better, and it does, in the Blight Priest. But I just want to talk about these double-face modal mythic ones. They're all really good because they do something really impactful in certain situations, and the rest of the time they're a land. So, you know. But yeah, we grab the Blight Priest. It helps, you know, do a bunch of damage to our opponent. It's a cleric. It's everything we want for our deck. So, yeah. Okay, so we don't have a cleric in here, but we do have Sajiri's Shelter, which is pretty good as a double-faced modal card. We've got Prowling Felidar, which isn't bad. Same for Outrider and Skulker as well. I'm leaning towards the Shelter. You know, protection is just so flexible. You'll often be able to do something with this, and like all these good double-faced modal cards, the rest of the time, it can be a land. So yeah, we'll grab the Shelter here. Okay, so probably grab Nahiri's Binding. It's a way better removal spell than Vanquish the Weak, I think. So yeah, that's where we'll go here. Okay, so another Blood Priest is probably what we get. I like it a lot more than Demon's Disciple. We wouldn't mind a Pack Beast, but Blood Priest is definitely what we want to be doing. Yeah, we could definitely use the Cat Generator and more Blight Priest and like one more Core Celebrant. And I think if we get there, we're kind of doing what we want to be doing. It does look like this pack, we're having our colors get cut pretty hard. It's either the Ox or the Silencer, obviously enough. I think I'll grab the Ox. They're both kind of medium, but both sometimes make the cut. Alright, so here we'll grab an Acquisitions Expert. It's a decent 2-drop that, you know, will usually, if we play it late, let us look at 2 cards and make our opponent discard 1. Okay, I don't think we want Shadow Stinger. We probably just grab a Sellsword here, as underwhelming as that is. So this pack has been pretty meh. Okay, we definitely grab Zoth Consumption here. We definitely aren't going to get full party very often. No. If you can, this gets to be a little interesting. And it's going to be like a 1-mana 2/2 a lot of the time in this deck. But that's really not that good in Limited, unless you play it on turn 1. I think we grab the Consumption. It's another source of life gain, and that's nice. All right, take a Skulker. Nice 2-drop. And I think we'll take another one over a Hogrick. Well, actually, maybe I'd like a Felidar here. Gives us a win condition that is not part of, you know, all cleric-y. Yeah, we'll grab the Felidar. It seems all right. Probably not going to play Blood Price. Grab. I guess I'm more likely to play Allied Assault than I am anything else, so. We'll cut a black card. Not that it matters that much this late in the pack, but you know. So right now we're sitting at 6 clerics. It's pretty good. We probably want to get into double digits if we can. And yeah, we'd like... There's a few things we'd like a little more of. Like a second Blight Priest, the Cat Generating Cleric. Yeah, those are the kind of things we're looking for here. Okay, so this is an interesting pick. We don't have a ton of removal, So the question here is whether I'd rather have a Shepherd of Heroes or a removal spell. Because Shepherd of Heroes is going to be nice in our deck. It's another Cleric. It's another card that gains us life. And it does both of those things for us. Deadly Alliance, though, is a very good removal spell. It can answer most bombs and everything else in the format. And I think I'm going to go with Deadly Alliance in the end here. You know, if this pack ends up being completely devoid of Clerics, we might regret this. But that seems pretty unlikely to me. Okay, well, interesting pick here. There are lots of good cards here. So Soul Shatter is great. And I think if it were pack one, pick one, it's what I would take here. It's a very good removal spell. Kitesail Cleric's nice. You know, it's a Cleric, for one thing. And then, you know, decent stats early and late. Tap stuff down. But I think we need the Blight Priest pretty badly. We need it to sort of tie our deck together to bring all the synergies alive in our deck. And so I think we're going to grab another one right here. Okay, so another pack that's pretty strong. I think we probably end up taking Thirst in the end, but Pack Beast is something we wouldn't mind, and so is Kabira Takedown, but we're going to take the really good removal spell here. So another Zoth Consumption. I think we say no to that. Maybe it'll wheel even. I think we either take a Blood Priest or a Healer, and I'm leaning more towards Blood Priest than I am Healer. We already have 3 Blood Priests. It's worth noting. And this is more repeatable life gain. But yeah, let's look at... We don't do a great job of party, I guess. I guess I'll grab a Healer here instead of a 4th Blood Priest. Okay, here's another Blight Priest, which we definitely grab over Demon's Disciple, Angel Heart Protector, Subtle Strike, etc. So I would really love if we could find one more, just one more Core Celebrant. That's something I think now is like at the top of our list. Like, we only have one. I mean, Cleric of Life Spawn kind of works the same way, so we can kind of look at both of those, but still. So, probably the Skulker. I don't think we want Coveted Prize. You know, normally one doesn't. I do think in our last deck on the last stream, we probably could have ended up running it, but, you know. All right, we'll grab another Blight Priest over Vanquish for sure. And now we'll grab another Blood Priest. Blight Priest. We have 4 Blight Priests and 4 Blood Priests. That's hard to say. Okay. Overall, I think this deck has turned out okay. I do wish we had just one more Core Celebrant, but, you know, when you have 4 Blight Priests and a bunch of ways to gain life, you can't... Alright, we'll take a Kitesail Cleric here for sure. Can't complain a whole lot. We do have a ton of Clerics, too, so we're going to be... Wow, a 5th Blood Priest. Okay. So we definitely got all the Clerics we needed in this pack. I mean, in terms of... Well, there's another one. In terms of number of Clerics we have, I think we got there. We had to have ended up with at least 10, the way that last pack just went. Yeah, 14. That's a little silly. So, I have a few cards to cut. Yeah, we do have Blood back in to get the Celebrant back. And, you know, we can also use Relic Vial as an engine if we need to sort of get all our triggers going. So... It's ideal, I think, to have more than one Celebrant, but I think overall we ended up okay. So, what we're probably going to end up doing here is basically cutting things that aren't Clerics, like that we just don't need anymore in this deck. So, you know, like the Banneret isn't really something we're interested in. Sellsword's definitely not. We might leave this in. It's pretty nice. Its trigger is fine, so it may end up making the cut. Skulkers probably won't. At least for now, I think we cut them. Gloomhunter does gain us life, and that matters when you have 4 Blight Priests, so it might stay in. Constrictor does not. Felidar might not either. I don't know that we really need things that aren't, you know, our main game plan of clericing. Yeah, I am going to cut at least one land in the end. Two may even be worth it. Our curve is really low. Yeah, we probably can get away with cutting two. Because then we have one shelter and one consumption. Yeah. It does concern me, like, anytime we go below a certain number of sources, especially when we have Nahiri's Binding, but it's our only double white card, and we can play it late, so we can probably get away with doing this. And then just leaving the Felidar in. So, our Blight, we do have 5 Blood Priests, but, you know, one of the downsides of cutting all our clerics, non-cleric stuff is it's only ever going to drain people for 1. Occasionally, very occasionally, it might do 2, but that's probably okay in this deck, I would think. Yeah, I mean, we could use some ways to power the party payoff, but I don't think there's anything we really want to cut to make that happen. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe the Felidar to make our Blood Priest a little bit better, but I just don't think we need to do it. So there's a little bit of a non-bow here with our Disciple and Binding, but you know, we'll just hope they don't line up together, because that is pretty bad. But yeah, all right, let's roll with this. Deck seems pretty good. See how it goes. Okay. Not a bad opener. This is definitely, like, there are openers that this deck can have where it's like, if your opponent doesn't have removal, they probably lose. And that's kind of what this is looking like. Alright, so we're going to throw our Cleric out there. If they have removal, they're likely to use it. But that's okay. Yeah, this is always going to cost 4, basically. Which isn't great, but it's alright. Okay, so we are going to at least get to do this. And we'll end our turn. Ooh, spicy. Okay. So, I think that's what we want to do here. Do we want to attack with anything here? Not really sure we do. It just doesn't seem necessary to risk our Blight Priest. Like, literally, almost every creature in our deck right now is going to put a counter on this, gain us 1 life, and do 2 damage to our opponent. So, we're not really in a position where we need to be attacking. So, and we can play Relic Vial even if we don't draw another Cleric here. Okay. So there goes that. That's okay, though. We'll be alright. Alright, so I guess we'll play our Felidar here now. Attack with both of those. Oh yeah, we never got one of those, sadly. Sadly enough. Alright, so I think we probably... Yeah, we're just gonna... Deadly Alliance to Shepherd here. Do we want to play this as a land so it activates our binding? We probably... So we can play our binding? We probably do. Right. Oh, hey. That's nice. So definitely play that. Then we play our relic file. I think we just go for it with everything. I mean, even if they trade for this, they get drained another life. So... Yep, that'll kill them. Actually get drained 2 life. So let's hope it does that over and over again, huh? Even though, you know, even though they killed our other cleric early, it gave us enough value early, and then they had to burn an expensive removal spell on it that they never really got that tempo back. Because they had to pay 5 to kill our 2-drop, you know? And that never feels good. And I think it was the right thing for them to do. But yeah. Oh, good. Zoff consumption's here. That makes us very keepable. About to say, uh-oh. Well, now we don't necessarily need to play the consumption, and I don't think we will. I guess the Pack Beasts we passed would have been pretty darn good in this deck because of our Blood Priests. Alright, so I think we attack here, and then play Blight Priest. May end up playing the consumption next turn. I think if we miss another land drop, we might want to. Yeah, we probably do. So that's gonna hit us a bit in the short run. I'm trying to decide if I want to play this expert and look at 2/3 of their hand and make them discard. I think we do. I think that seems pretty good here. Also, it makes my Blood Priest actually drain 2 instead of just 1. Nice, okay, so... Man. The Electromancer could set up a double spell, but they do only have party of 2, and they're running out of gas, so I'm not that scared of it. I think we'd rather hit the Hellion. So if I can go Blight Priest, Blood Priest next turn, that would be pretty good. I'm just glad they didn't play this early, because, I mean, they ramped enough. So, alright, so... I think we probably do play Blood Priest and Gloom Hunter here, rather than get greedy to play, and try to play another Blight Priest. So, yeah, we're going to play Blood Priest. And then Gloom Hunter. Yeah, I can't block him. Oh, I guess I could. I don't think we do. We definitely just take 4 here. Yeah, we just take 4. Oh, nice. Here, I think it might actually be better to play the Blight Priest first, because then we attack them. Yeah. Let's play another Blight Priest. and attack with Gloom Hunter. Relic Vial plus Blood Priest would be a pretty good turn. That's for sure. Yeah, playing the Vial at some point would be nice. We're going to take 8 here. Mostly because it would make those blocks a lot more painful. Okay, I can live with this. So I think we play Blood Priest. We attack them. And next turn, we should be able to play Relic Vial and just attack with everything. That should pretty much do it. Ooh, that's gross. Okay, that may cause us some problems if they can play a land here. I guess... okay. I am not from Israel, Doggo, but I lived there for a year, and I study Jewish history. So we're going to do some blocking here. I don't think we really... I think we have to, basically. And we'd probably want to try to kill as many things as we can in the process, while trying to hold on to our Blight Priests, because if they do have a land to play in their second main phase... I didn't pay attention to whether they've already played a land, but I don't think they have. Yeah, win or victory. Yeah, that's why it's my name, Doggo. So... alright. Block there. You're going to block here. You're going to block there. And that should keep us safe. So... yeah. I gained 2 in the process, too, which certainly matters. That definitely made me feel like I should have played a Relic Vial. Okay, so they get another combat phase here. But I think we can survive it. So they're swinging for 12. And I need to be able to stop... I'm going to have to block with 1 Blight Priest, unfortunately, for me. But I think we should still be able to get lethal thanks to Relic Vial. So that means we're stopping 3, 4 damage. So 8 gets through, we go to 1. Yeah. Okay. So... that got close there in the end. But we managed to survive thanks to Relic Vial. If we just played Relic Vial in that turn, they wouldn't have been able to even put fear into us the way they did. No white mana at all. Yeah, we probably don't keep it. Maybe if I had a Blood Priest in it, I would keep it, but I think we have to mulligan. This is much better. God, what do I want to throw out? Demon's Disciple, probably. I mean, I would kind of like to have it, but with Nahiri's Binding in our hand. I mean, we could play the Disciple first and then the Binding, but, you know, I think that's fine. Okay, so Yeah, we'll play a Blood Priest here. Okay. So they've got the powerful Wizard Relic, which I'm less than excited about. Yeah, it's hard to beat this when they play it early. This one's kind of better late. That one's, like, early on is really scary. So we're gonna play our Vial. Now it's a question of whether or not I want to attack here. I don't think so. But I do think we're in trouble this time. I haven't really felt like I've been in a lot of trouble so far in this draft, but, I mean, that Morag was a little scary, but they were low enough that we got there. Yeah, so they're gonna kill that. I drained them at least. So I think we just take that. Alright, so play another land, play a Blood Priest. Alright, so they're going to be able to kill whichever one I don't block with, but I still think a trade here is worthwhile. Yeah, I couldn't really afford to just draw land there, but that's what we did. Deck's pretty good, Fleur. We have a million clerics and some good cleric payoffs. We're 2-0 so far. So I don't think it's worth using the Binding yet, and I'm just going to leave mana up so I can at least sack this to draw a card when they use Relic Amulet. So their Amulet gets a charge counter anytime they play an instant sorcery or wizard, and then you can pay 2 and tap it to remove charge counters and deal damage to a creature. So they're probably going to use it right now to kill my Blood Priest. I guess they're not. They don't want to let me just sacrifice it, I guess. Can't imagine why. Alright, so it kind of sucks because they're going to be able to kill it, but I think we play our Felidar here. They're not going to be able to kill it right away, but they will be able to kill it eventually. Yeah, this relic, I mean, especially against the Cleric deck. The Cleric deck's so reliant on 2-1s and 3-2s and stuff like that, that, it's pretty great. Okay. So I couldn't hear he's binding one of these and try to get in with an attack. Not sure that's worth it, though. Yeah, well, if they could split damage with it, it would be completely absurd. Yeah, at some point I probably will put the binding on the Diviner, but right now, there's not really a good reason for me to use a removal spell. I think I'll just drain them here. I mean, our deck wants to try to burn them out, basically, and this will help. Yeah, Zoth does need a board state in an ideal world, but I think draining them 4 is more valuable than adding a counter to our Felidar. So I might as well do it when I have a bunch of mana and nothing else to do. They discarded Anti-Cognition. I still don't really think I'm ready to bind something here. So this Ambusher, the card that I do the math wrong on all the time, it's actually pretty good for them here. Okay. They can, of course, kill it right away if they feel like it, but we do drain them a bit. So if I bind something and attack here, that doesn't seem half bad. No, it does not. So I guess the Ambusher is the only one of these that can straight up trade 1-for-1 with my Felidar. So I think I'm going to put it on it. Oh, good. You know, we put up more of a fight than I expected, although I do think Zoff consumption definitely makes this game look closer than it really is, since it gave us that 8-point life swing. When in reality, it was like, you know, not quite that impressive. Alright, so play Felidar. Play our Blight Priest, who's undoubtedly going to die. And end our turn. We have 2 of this relic too. It would be kind of funny to get us to get both. But I don't know about that happening. So I think I'm okay with the trade here. Yeah. Let's trade. It will do 2 to them if they don't do something. Alright, well, okay. Now they can kill my Blight Priest if they want to. Now, the question is it better to just sack my Felidar so that they don't get to draw a card off of Chilling Grasp? Go away. But, yeah, they draw a card off of this if they control a wizard, and if I sack this, they won't get to anymore. I think it's probably better to sack our guy overall. They don't get to draw the card, and they can't quite kill my Blight Priest unless they put another spell on the stack right now, which they do. Unfortunately for us. Okay. Alright, well. Let's see what they have in their hand. Oh, God. Well, I guess I'd rather make them do the Royal Mage and get that back than just let them have it, you know? Okay, so... They do get to have the body as well, but it'll take them longer to make it happen. There's our other vial. You know, if we had actually gotten our second vial, we might have actually been able to get there, crazy as that is. So, do I just take the 6 here and pray? What happens if I draw a Blight Priest right now? And this is still in play. Well, they won't let me keep it in play, I guess. So, I do think we go to 1 here and try to make something happen on our turn. Seems kind of unlikely it'll work out, but I feel like that's our best chance. Alright, well, they're tapped out now. So if I draw a Blight Priest, do I actually win? Not quite, unfortunately. So if I'd drawn a Blight Priest, I could have played it, sacrificed the Expert, and yeah, we would have drained them. I guess they would have gone to 1. Yeah, so we wouldn't have quite... Oh no, I would have had another Vial in play. No, yeah, they still would have gone to 1. Okay. Well, that'll do it. That was a fun game. I mean, the whole game we were not... Didn't look great. We put up a little more of a fight than I thought we could, but... But, you know. That Blight Hunter would have been nice early, I guess. So, Relic Amulet won that battle of relics, which I think it usually will. Just because it makes it so you don't have your clerics, which you need to maximize the cleric relic. Well, that's a mulligan. The cleric relic is way better as a late game top deck, but yeah. Okay, I could live with that. I think I put back a swamp. Yeah. Okay. Would be nice to draw a plains. Any land would work, but okay, well, I can live with it. Like I said, any land does work. I guess I'm going to attack here. And play Blight Priest number 1. Interesting. You don't see a whole lot of Core Celebrant in a white-green deck. So I'm going to be a little greedy here and play my second Blight Priest. I guess I had a free attack with this one, huh? Okay. And I'm actually not loving where we're currently, how things are currently going in this game, but just drawing a couple planes would drastically change how I feel. So let's hope we can do it. Yeah, that does make things a little harder. My God. It feels like we have more Blood Priests in our deck than we do Plains, huh? So, I think we're in very real danger of dropping to 2 and 2. They're just able, I mean, you know, we just can't, oh man. Do we have 5 of these or just 4? I think we just have 4. Yeah, I mean, they're just going to run us over in the sky, and we're not going to be able to stop them. We have, you know, a couple removal spells that would help, but our complete lack of white mana is making our lives very difficult. The good news, I guess, is that we have a bunch of life, but at some point this Scythe Cat's going to start rumbling. Well, we did draw a Deadly Alliance. I don't hate that. Man. This is going to be one of those decks where it's going to be real sad if we don't at least manage to get a winning record. But, I mean, we have a good chance. Our last, you know, our first 2 games, I think, are more characteristic of what this deck will normally do than the last 2 games. Especially this one. So, do I need to kill the Scythe Cat more now than I need to kill the other things? I think we kind of do. Sajiri Shelter. Oh yeah. Now we can't even block it. Hey, look at that. White mana. We're pretty much dead, but guess I'll play this healer. Oh yeah, they definitely should be taking advantage of it, that's for sure. And that pretty much does it. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, after 2 very impressive games, where we sort of steamrolled our opponents, the last one, our opponent disrupted us too much for us to really assemble what we needed to, and in that one, we got stuck on black mana. And, you know, our opponent's deck was also really good. But our deck could have put up a fight at least, you know. Alright, this is much better than our last hand was. We have both our colors for one thing. Okay. Mirror match. Okay. So I kind of feel like we have to kill their Cleric of Life's Bond. Yeah. It's not that big. when that card gives people a card because they're going to get the card. You get the card too, so it's kind of a wash. Okay, that helps. But I'm not loving how things are going. That 2-3 is looking like a real possibility. Okay, well now I feel a little better. Yeah, so we'll play a Blight Priest here. We're both stuck on 3, it's kind of funny. He said as they draw their 4th mana. Kind of think we have to play this as a land. It actually didn't help us hit a land. We had 3 lands in our opening hand. I mean, we got this land earlier, you could say, though. Sure. Yeah, so I think we play... I mean, we could play Relic Vial, but I think we're going to play our own Blood Priest here. And end our turn. Alright, so... if we go Blood Priest... Healer. And we probably want to play a Relic Vial ASAP so we can start blocking this and doing a bunch of damage to them in the process. That's annoying. Yeah, we really could have used the Shepherd of Heroes in this deck, that's for sure. So, I think we just end our turn here. The life gain in this match, this game, is going to be silly. That's for sure. Oh, crap. Even if we kick our Gloom Hunter, like, it's not big enough. Alright, so we're going to sacrifice a Blood Priest. Okay, so I think we play another Blight Priest. And I think we play a Gloom Hunter who's just gonna give us a couple life gain triggers and trade. Although, the Cleric may actually end up being... which of these is gonna be more useful later? I guess I can always get it back if I want, so... yeah, we'll just play the Gloom Hunter here. This is a fun game, even if we do end up losing it in the end. Hopefully we don't, but, you know. Yeah, we'll go ahead and block. So I think we need to play the second Relic Vial, huh? To really have a chance. Yeah, I think that's our plan. Woo! Man, I really didn't think we were going to win that game, but once that second Relic Vial came down, once we had the time to do it, and I probably should have just done it earlier. They were in trouble. Alright, we averted. We're at least going to break even, and I think this deck deserves that. Yeah, the double Vial makes it pretty impossible for them when you also have 2 Blight Priests. Now, I don't think they necessarily had to scoop when they did. Like, I don't know if I would have been scooping there, but... it was close. It was frustrating, to say the least. I think we're just going to lead with this. Okay. There's a chance they have counter magic here, and I guess I'd rather they counter my Blight Priest, given that I have like 3 more of them. There's a chance they have the Flash Rogue, so I don't think I'm attacking here. I think I'm just going to play my Celebrant. And in my turn... Okay, so, yeah. Blight Priest. Okay, interesting. So, with the amount of mana they left up... I'm kind of thinking of trying to play the Vial here. If they want to try to flash something in or something, that's fine. I just think we don't attack here, most likely. I think we want to hold on to the consumption for now. And yeah, just into a turn here. There's too many things they could flash in to wreck us, so it doesn't seem worth it to me to attack when we can just sort of hang back. Yeah, there's one of those. So yeah, we just take 4 here. Do I try to trade for this guy dancer? I actually kind of think I do. Okay. Alright, I do feel like I have to play the consumption as a land now, unfortunately. There's that guy. Nihiri's Binding doesn't shut him down. That's the most frustrating thing about it. Would I rather draw a card here or just trade with Geyser Mage? I think the trade's probably good. Hold on my upkeep, huh? Alright, well, in this case, we definitely want to draw the card. Nice. So we're going to make them discard whatever's in their hand. I don't hate that. Living Tempest. So they are about to pump up their rogues, which is not great news. But yeah. Oi. Yeah, I mean, we basically have to take it. Thank you for the sub, Temples. Okay. That's helpful, actually. I could really use more white mana, but, you know. Gotta take what they give me. Do I attack here? It's not like I can really block, so I think we do. Alright, dropping them to 5 matters. Yeah, I can't double chump, but I think it was worth doing either way. Thank you for the follow, physicist. Man, our lack of white mana is disturbing. Can we just win here? They must have something they can flash in to not die. They take 2. I mean, I'm dead no matter what, so I may as well attack with everything. And hold up the relic vials and hope something goes our way, but I think we lose here. I think maybe, yeah, if we'd played double relic vial and just decided to double block the rogue, that may have been the right move. Yeah, alright, so let's attack. See what they got. So we let this die. Doesn't that mean they lose? If I let this die, then I sacrifice each of these. Interesting. That means they lose. Yeah. I thought it meant they lose, but I was as aggressive as they were. I was sort of double. Second guessing myself. That's the word. But I was like, doesn't the math mean they lose? That's the second game in a row where it kind of felt like we were going to lose, but Relic Vial bailed us out. So, thanks, Relic Vial. Good old Relic Vial. Doing its thing. Glad you enjoy the drafts, Temples. And again, thanks for the sub. Thanks for the follow, Gragans. Not on the draw. I don't think we want to keep this. If we're on the draw, I might, but yeah. Right, this is better for sure. Shoot. Do I have to return something? I can probably... God. I want all of them. Can I just have all of them? Is it just the Blood Priest? It probably is. It's kind of replaceable. Yeah. We need the lands, so I want to keep all 3 of them. Okay. Black-red party. So it would seem. Uh-oh. We're gonna need to draw some creatures. Hey, there's a creature. I think we have to play Sejiri's Shelter as a land too, probably. Yeah. It is great having both vials early, but the only thing that concerns me about having them early is that they're not creatures. And we could use some of those. So we're probably going to have to kill that with our Thirst. Okay, we did get another creature, but I think we have to kill that. We have too many X1s in our deck. Good thing we played that as a land. Because then they would have untapped and killed our Blood Priest, most likely. Okay, well, they still got to do it, I guess, but it cost them a little more. Interesting. I'm actually going to lead with the Felidar. I think Black-Red Party may have become my favorite deck in this format over the last few weeks. I just love the Spark Mage and the Sorcerer. I mean, I know the Sorcerer is kind of a wizard card, but I've had way more success with it in this deck than the wizard deck. So, you know. Yeah, I guess our Blood Chief's Thirst is kind of on, is flavorful here. Makes sense. That's not good. I'm not really planning on playing any guilds. I think this format's a better one, and that's why I haven't really streamed much of it. I've played enough guilds in the past. I have, like, you know, on my YouTube channel, there's probably 20 plus Guilds of Ravnica drafts if people want to see them. So I think we just have to take this. It's not that big of a hit. I mean, it's not nothing either, but... Well, that's annoying. I guess we're gonna have to bind that. Yeah, I think they're gonna be able to wreck us before we can sort of assemble our value combo. Oh yeah, that's mean right there. So that's four damage. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it right there. I'm just gonna play these both because it's funny. Alright, well, you know, I do feel like this deck probably deserved better than a 4 and 3, but I'll take it, you know. This deck was a lot of fun, you know. It's a lot easier to feel like your deck underperforms when you get to do wacky things, and we definitely did, so...